probably cry a second and be like, life is a journey. Like, life is really a journey, you know? And not to get like too mushy or too soft before we end a stream and go to Discord, but I don't I don't know, but something about this year made me realize like I don't say a lot of things that I think, and some of those things that I do think is that I really love and appreciate you guys. I feel like I could be a little bit more mushy, more loving, but like when life is rough, you kind of like forget about those parts of life, you know? And uh, it's just so interesting to see like time just keeps on going by, and there's still so much that I want to like create and show, and I just want to help, but I know people don't really want help, or they want to do their own thing or be like the starters of whatever they created. Like everybody wants to be like the one now. Like people don't really want to collaborate or learn from somebody or have a mentor. Like I myself, like I don't need, as an artist, I don't even want a mentor no more, you know? Like come through, Mugen. You better say thank you, Don Travius. No ads for you, baby. You know, like even me building my table, like I go through so much self-reflecting time, especially when I'm building stuff or refurbishing stuff, or even when I do my makeup. I'm usually stressed when I'm doing makeup because I'm like, holy shit, I gotta keep like a steady hand, and I don't want to be like ugly to them, you know? Like I don't care if I'm ugly, but like the look that we're trying to do, I'm not trying to make it look as scary as I would at my house, you know? And sometimes I feel like every time I reach a goal, it's like a light. Like you know, like when you're playing with the cat and a laser, and you're moving the laser around. Like my life literally feels like I got the red dot, and then it just moves and it just moves and moves and moves, and the closer I get to it, the more it'll completely change. And whoa, bitch, leave me alone. I hate when commercials and shit listen to you and what you got going on, bitch. I didn't ask for all that. But he said you gotta pop up like the ghost kid from Scary Movie 4. Oh my god, bruh. He said you're close to your goals than you think. You know what, Mr. Luffy? It's definitely all perception, but when you're trying to be understood by like people that you're trying to have like as a team, or even people that you want to believe in you for like certain jobs or campaigns or whatever the case may be, or even like an art residency, it is so emotionally tedious because it just kind of feels like you're in a waiting room and it's dark and the lights are flickering and you're just sitting in this chair and you're waiting for them to tell you to come inside, and you don't even know if you're going to be told to come inside, you know? So me just being a little bit more of myself, like I feel like I hid a lot of parts of myself after the album, and I always tell you guys this because it's like an active thought that I always have, because I'm like, wow, why am I doing things like this when I'm so used to being so overly like ah. But I guess because I didn't want to like scare my new fans, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to be like overly weird to the point to where like I don't get any modeling jobs, or I don't get opportunities like as if pretty Instagram girls do. And like with the world already thinking my face was like ugly and fat and I'm not black enough or I'm not Asian enough or whatever the argument was, that made me go into like a really weird spiral of like making myself not attractive. And like I think at that time I kind of felt like Amanda Bynes, because like imagine millions of people just like trying to force you to be sexy or beautiful, and if they don't, then like you're ugly and we're gonna make your life hell. And in my head I'm like, damn, if I make myself uglier, are you still gonna bother me? And exploring that side, like exploring the ugly side of life and like the ugly feelings, um, it's really crazy because you don't really know what's gonna happen. So like after that, just getting ridiculed and ridiculed and ridiculed, it was kind of fun for a while, just because like it made me realize like people do pay attention to the little things and they are inspired by little things, you know. So me doing little shit that's like whatever for me is like everything to the world, right? Hey Smokey, Konbawa, welcome back, welcome back. Sire said, how did things change after the album? I mean, I took off, bro. I was working for like 8 years straight. I worked at jobs. I worked for Travis Scott. I was a stripper for like 5-6 years. I had started streaming in the midst of that. I had to take a break. Or I was really gonna have some health problems. I used to have so many bruises on my body. Like I would work so much to where my cuts and bruises couldn't even heal because I was always on my feet, you know? And when you do that a lot and you have cuts and bruises, those bruises start turning like green, yellow, purple, brown, because they can't heal because you're like doing too much. And it wasn't the best predicament for me, because like I just wanted to be like a young youthful girl. Like I didn't want my early adulthood to be like taken by evil shit, you know what I'm saying? And it ended up being taken by evil shit, you know? So once I got the album, I was like, I need to relax. Like, even if it just takes me 1 year, I know I don't want to do this, but I need it for my mental health, or like, I will myself, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think I ever at the time like showed how vulnerable I was or could be. But it was like a lot of dealing with things of like the past of that time, like of that moment. Like now, right now, it don't fucking matter. Like I have way bigger shit to fucking deal with. But at the time, I'm like, damn, how am I gonna make it? Like I just got this crazy opportunity, nobody to help me. People are trying to like drug me and kill me, and like, where do I go from here? Like, this doesn't seem like a situation where I'm gonna end up in a MoMA. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna end up with MoMA being around all this like bullshit and people and like these lies and like all these deceptive men. Like these men just wanna have sex with me to say that they had sex with me, and like not even have like a good relationship with me as a person, as a friend. So like it was a lot of struggles, and like my mom deals with her own life and her own shit in Japan. So like I guess I wasn't talking to either of my parents, because like I look at my parents like they're my babies, right? So if I were to bring my issues to my parents and be like, yo, like I don't know what to do, I don't know how to feel, they're not gonna know what to say. You feel me? Like this is a whole other realm of like life and like a different part of the world that they've never even gotten to be a part of, right? Which is like celebrityism, being known by people more than who live in the house with you. So like it was a very lonely time for me, and I think that's what made me start back up streaming again, because I had stopped for a while because I didn't have a PC. Um, and like I kept going through the worst lessons ever. Some people have it better whenever they have like overnight success, right? Like everybody wants overnight success, right? You make this beautiful ass painting and then boom, it goes viral, and now somebody is paying $1.2 million for it. That's a good ass feeling. Like that's somebody's dream. Shit, that's my dream, you know? But that's not always the case, and everybody has different paths that they have to walk on. Some people don't ever get a big boom for life. Some people get 5 booms in their life, right? It just depends on how you look at your own life. And I could definitely say, like, everything is a mindset, and you kind of have to manipulate that. You have to really make yourself believe that these things are actually what you see that they are. Because if you have too many reoccurring like thoughts or worries, like, don't you think that you're supposed to be acting on it, right? Because like your nervous system is telling you it's now or never, and you should really listen to that, right? People always come to me and they want to ask me like, how did I do it and how can I get there? And I'm like, dude, like, you can't ask me how to get there because you don't even do anything that I do. You feel me? Like, even if we do share like the love of art, it's like just because you like art doesn't mean that you're like fully fledged in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And like even before shit like that, you're usually doing something else that helps you with what you are like on the pathway to do, you know? And I think that's why it's really important to stay like open and vulnerable and just like talk to people. Like, I would have never found my dentist partner if I still thought about the past and still had hate towards people who did me wrong or did bad things to me, you know? I wouldn't be here now with Crooked Mouth. I wouldn't have this beautiful opportunity with a crazy Russian man, you know? And it's been the most fun ever. And having opportunities like this, like, you have to stay open and optimistic. And also too, I keep telling people think that this is geisha makeup. This is called shiro nuri. So actually geisha makeup is like really offensive to do, which is why I don't even do it. But I do close makeup towards geisha because my life has been really insane and really insanely abusive like a geisha. And I think that's also why it's hard for people to like pinpoint me, because people don't like what they don't know. And if I were to go around and tell everybody like, hey, I was abused all of my childhood and my life, and I was sexually taken advantage of multiple times under the age of 15, you know what I'm saying? Like, going around and just telling people that doesn't do anything. And as much as you want people to hear you and hear your story, like, you can't just trust people with that information, you know? And I know I'm telling y'all, but it's like these are things that happened to me when my brain wasn't even fully developed and functioning. So like, I don't find shame in it because it's not my fault that any of these things happen to me. It's my fault what happens in my adulthood though, yes. And even though a lot of people and my peers like got head starts and got a whole hell of a lot of help and stuff, and I didn't, it makes me sad. Never jealous though. Like, I definitely get sad